How are we doing, everyone? Sam here from United People's TV with a live match reaction after Man United's 2-0 win over Leicester City. 3 games for Manchester United this season. 9 points, 10 goals, 0 conceded. Manchester United now controlled and in complete control of the game, but Leicester sitting deep, we struggled to really make clear-cut opportunities. The first real major one came when Romelu Lukaku missed the penalty and missed the opportunity to become the first player since 1925 to score in his first 4 Manchester United appearances. But luckily for him, Marcus Rashford came off the bench and made it 1-0 to Manchester United, direct from a corner. We're scoring direct from corners. I love that. And then Marouane Fellaini made it 2-0 to Manchester United, sealed the game after some great work by Jesse Lingard. Lingard and Rashford, the 2 substitutes there, making all the difference for Manchester United with a goal and an assist. Credit to Jose Mourinho for bringing his substitutes on, who he brought on, and the fact that they changed the game. But the reason I'm buzzing about that win today, and the reason I'm happy that Manchester United have done it again, is the fact that we turned a game that had the potential to be a frustrating draw into a win. That's 2 games now we've done that, against Swansea and against Leicester. I forgot who we played today. But that is the reason I'm happy about this Manchester United team. We are continuing to go for the jugular, and we are continuing to attack. And at points today I was getting a bit frustrated because we were playing a little bit too much really bad crosses into the box, let's be honest. Antonio Valencia, his crosses were just going nowhere. Paul Pogba's shots from the edge of the box, that was definitely United's most dangerous point in attack in the first half. But we switched it. Jose Mourinho asked his players to stay wide. Marcus Rashford certainly did that, and it made the difference. His goal direct from a corner was a relief for Old Trafford because, as I said, it looked like one of those games where it could be another match that Manchester United dominate, take complete control of, but don't turn into 3 points because we can't finish. It didn't happen again today. And at the back, we're talking about the attack, but Phil Jones and Eric Bailly, mainly Phil Jones, I'm going to single him out as my man of the match. Who was your man of the match? Let me know in the comments, as you always do. But Phil Jones, supreme today. Eric Bailly had Jamie Vardy in his pocket the whole game, but Phil Jones, up against Riyad Mahrez, who is easily Leicester City's most dangerous player, thanks in no small part to the space that Daley Blind gave him at left back. But Phil Jones just had him. And I'm so happy for Phil Jones, because Phil Jones, if injuries hadn't curtailed his career to date, he will be a supreme defender by now. But it stopped him from progressing. Every time he plays well, he gets injured. So fingers crossed and touch wood, this can be a turning of a new page for Phil Jones, because if he can keep fit, that partnership with Eric Bailly looks very, very good. David De Gea making a couple of brilliant saves when he needed to. Wasn't needed too much today, but when he was needed, especially right at the end there, fantastic world-class saves. So overall, very, very good performance of Manchester United. Let's read some of your comments on the game. 10 goals, 0 conceded. Lots of love coming in for Phil Jones as well. Phil Jones in one-on-ones worry me, says Don Corleone. I don't think it's the actual Don Corleone. I don't think so anyway. But Phil Jones, I don't know. I don't think you can critique Phil Jones from today. He coped with the one-on-ones. Mahrez is one of the trickiest players in the Premier League with the ball at his feet in a one-on-one situation. And Leicester didn't score. That is why I'm happy today. I don't think you can pick. I'm trying to think of reasons to be frustrated today. I think Antonio Valencia's crossing was quite poor. I think if Valencia can just improve his crossing, I think he does at points, but then in other games it just goes out the door. Just Valencia is not consistent enough with his crossing. Anthony Martial, he started today instead of Marcus Rashford, the only change from the games against Swansea and West Ham. And Martial certainly looked dangerous. But it's weird, isn't it? In these opening 3 games against West Ham, Swansea and Leicester, it's the player that's come off the bench, whether that be Rashford or Martial, that has changed the game. So maybe it's not down to the individual, maybe it's down to the timing of the cross. Sorry, not timing of the cross, the timing of the substitute, because Rashford came on, made the difference with that goal. Lingard came on as well, got an assist for Fellaini's goal. Fellaini scored. Hate him or love him, Fellaini scored. And as long as Fellaini is used in the right way this year, Fellaini will be a good asset for Manchester United. I always say that. I always said it last year as well. I don't want to see Fellaini starting for Manchester United at any point, but Fellaini playing in the middle or playing slightly further up, which is actually where he plays well, rather than playing as a central midfielder, used him correctly, we can get something out of him. It would have been a much different game if Rashford had started and Martial came off the bench, says Byron King. I don't know if it would have been, I'll be honest, because I think Rashford would have done a lot of similar stuff to what Martial did. I think it's the fact that Rashford came on with fresh legs against a tired Leicester defence who have been sitting deep and defending in numbers the whole game. That's when Rashford was able to expose the space. Harry Maguire, fantastic performance at centre-back, but Rashford, when he came on, we used him and we used him correctly, and that's what made the difference. And Martial has been that player that's made the difference against Swansea and West Ham. Today, that was against Leicester City, and that was Rashford. We need fullbacks instead of wingers. Danny Rose or Serge Aurier needed, says Naveen. It's clear that fullbacks are Manchester United's weakness in this squad. I think we'd have a weakness if we had an injury to Matic, Herrera or Pogba. I don't think we have strength in depth in the numbers in midfield, but our starting midfield options are fantastic. Valencia is good and well at certain points, but maybe we do need an alternative right back. It looks like Serge Aurier is going to be joining Tottenham Hotspur, not Manchester United, for quite a cheap price as well. Should we have gone for him? Let me know in the comments below. But left back, clearly the biggest weakness in the squad. You saw how much space Mahrez had. If Demarai Gray had put Mahrez through when he was clean through, Leicester may have scored. He missed that opportunity, luckily for Manchester United. But that's where the space was being created, because Blind, whenever he went forward, he couldn't come back quick enough. His ability to recover is not there because he doesn't have the pace for it. So left back is certainly the biggest weakness. But Luke Shaw played 90 minutes against Tottenham Hotspur's under-23s on Friday. Fingers crossed that again. So he's played 68 minutes on Monday, I think, then a full 90 on Friday. This is hopefully where we're going to see Luke Shaw come back in. And for me, if Luke Shaw comes back in, it's cheesy, it's cliche, but he will be like a new signing, because Shaw is the left back that we do need. Somebody who has the ability to go and overlap Martial or Rashford, whoever's playing left wing, and give him the option on the overlap, but has the ability to run back and cover his position. Blind can't do both. Darmian can't do both. Rojo, Blind, none of them can do both. Luke Shaw is the only player in this squad capable of playing that modern day fullback, which I actually think is the hardest position in football. You've got to be so fit to do it, and Blind just can't do it. Lukaku was bone marked by Morgan, wasn't too bad. His link up play was good too, says Chris Lau. What do you guys and girls think of Lukaku's penalty? Do you think it was a bad penalty or a good save by Kasper Schmeichel? Lukaku obviously missed his penalty when he played against us in the FA Cup semi-final, when De Gea saved it in the exact same area. All of Lukaku's penalties have gone to that spot. It was a powerful penalty, but Schmeichel came off his line. He'd done his research. He knew exactly where it was going. Lukaku needs to get that in the corner a bit more. So I think it was slightly a poor penalty and a good save as well. United are winning the league, says Jesse Jack. The confidence is flowing. 3 wins out of 3. Why wouldn't the confidence be flowing? And as I said, it's a performance which we've seen so many times last season at Old Trafford. 10 draws at Old Trafford last season. Absolutely ridiculous amount of draws. But we've seen those games. Those games where Manchester United have been in control but haven't turned it into a win. Today, we have done that. JK48 asking what I think of the game. As I said, I'm very happy because Man United are turning those performances into wins. And we are being clinical. We are going and attacking towards the end. We're switching it up tactically as well. The crosses weren't working. Mourinho threw Rashford and Lingard on, and we started playing with a bit more width and then playing balls through the middle instead of actually just lumping crosses in. And then the goal came, obviously, from the corner. Scoring from corners as well, by the way, people. That's a big moment. Haven't done that in a while, and it's always good to pose a threat from set pieces, because it doesn't matter how good a defence is, you can split them open with a set piece, and that's exactly what happened to Leicester today. We missed plenty of chances today, as is being commented right there, but we won 2-0. And that's 3 wins out of 3 for Manchester United. Now, as I said, 10 goals forward, 0 conceded. Top of the Premier League, and things are going well at the start of the season. I think it's Stoke away next. I'm going to that game, looking forward to that. Hopefully we can make it 4 wins out of 4 up at Stoke. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new to United People's TV, go down there, hit that subscribe button, people. Drop a like on the video, and as always, keep leaving your comments on the video. Until next time, take it easy, and we'll see you soon.